Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's happening? This your girl Tiffany coming through here live in effect. So I've been sitting here pondering about the whole incident, the whole hip hop culture and the drug culture, with the death of Big Scarr and Gangsta Boo and many other rappers. So these two artists from Memphis, Tennessee, okay, Big Scar was only 22 years old when he passed away, and he allegedly died from taking too much Percocet, right? So he died from an overdose. And Gangsta Boo, she allegedly died from overdose as well. And it's rumors that she was dealing with fentanyl. So this is where the conversation has to really come into play. Because what we see in modern times, that drug is more prominent in the hip hop culture. Now, let's get into talk about Gangsta Boo real fast. Okay, I don't know much about Big Scar as an artist. I never really listened to his music. You know what I'm saying? But I grew up listening to Gangsta Boo. I grew up listening to Gangsta Boo 36 Mafia, especially by me being in the South and growing up in the South. They were very popular in the Southern culture. So that was a big thing to hear that she passed away because she was so prominent in the South. You know what I'm saying? So she was one of the legends of 3-6. She pretty much paved the way for a lot of female rappers, especially those coming up out the South, to be able to rap today. Now, I'm going to keep it real. None of these rappers have the same talent as Gangsta Boo. They not as talented as she is. This woman was so underrated. She has not received her credit. She did not receive her proper respect in the industry. I mean, she was very talented. She had lyrics for days. If you go back and listen to her albums, her solo projects, she was lyrical. All right. But then if you also notice, listen to her music as well, and 3-6 Mafia, they spoke a lot about drugs. They talked about a lot about drugs. She was talking about cocaine, talking about lean, talking about weed. I mean, she spoke a lot on this. As a matter of fact, the song Late Night Tip, if you listen to the part where she said, I ain't with that nonsense. I ain't with that lovey dovey. What's it? I ain't with that nonsense. I ain't with that lovey dovey. I need to call up Chris so I can put some white stuff up in my nose. And she was talking about cocaine. When she said that white stuff go up in my nose, she was speaking on cocaine. I mean, it just seems like this whole fentanyl and Percocet is becoming the next crack cocaine epidemic in our community, or it's already there in this modern time. Because coming up in the 80s and 90s, it was crack cocaine. But now you hear about opioids, which is supposed to be the most powerful drug. And this drug is really killing our people, especially those who are young. Especially those who are young. Gangsta Boo was only 43 years old when she passed. That's young. That's relatively young. She passed away and she was found dead on the front porch. She was found dead on the front porch. Somebody thought she was asleep until they seen her again and she wasn't moving. She was dead. We got to really have a conversation about the usage of Percocets and fentanyl and all these hardcore drugs in our community. And why so many artists are pushing this narrative in their songs. Why so many artists making songs about it. Why these things are so popular. And I'm sitting here wondering to myself, what will make people go to the extent to where they want to pop pills, especially those that are not prescribed, those that are synthetic. What make people want to do synthetic? I mean, take synthetic pills. Why would they want to get involved in doing that? What really pushed people to that edge, to that point? And what I do know, and she didn't want to talk much about it, but from what I do know is Gangsta Boo has been battling with drug addiction. Okay, it ain't something that it's not something just recently happened as far as her drugs addiction is concerned. All right, this is something that she been battling with for a long time, and she was keeping it away from the public's eye, even in her days with 3 6 Mafia. Majority of those members were battling with drugs. Okay, so they lost 2 more members before Gangsta Boo. One name was Nika Nopster, I think that was his name, Nika Nopster, and the other one was Lord Infamous. Now, Lord Infamous happened to die in his sleep. And I don't know how the other one passed, but I do know majority of them had drug addiction. Crunchy Black has a drug addiction. And I think DJ Paul was using at one point. I'm not sure about Juicy J. But the whole point is that the drug culture has really taken over in the hip hop industry. I mean, the hip hop industry. So people feel like, oh, they gotta talk more about drugs. They gotta talk about these Percocets and the fentanyls and all of that. I mean, when we hear Kodak Black saying Super Gremlin, right? He talking about when you taking the fake Percocet, it makes you feel like you got more power. It makes you turn into like a whole different person. When we hear Future talk about mask off, Percocet, mask off, he talking about people getting high off of Percocet. I mean, it really got me thinking, how? Why? I mean, it's either the Percocet or it's the lean. Cause 3 6 did a song called "Sipping on That Scissor." When they were talking about sipping on some scissor, they were talking about drinking lean. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It seems like our community is going downhill, and it's really no way of saving the people or helping people out. We already went through the phase of the crack cocaine. Prior to that, we didn't deal with heroin. Prior to that, we were dealing with cocaine. Now you come all the way down, we dealing with the pills and the lean. We dealing with these hardcore drugs. And it's taking a lot of young people out. And it seemed like to me, Gangsta Boo was going through a lot of shit. She was going through a lot of things and she didn't really want to, that she couldn't really speak on. And I think it go beyond music. I think it was something maybe in her personal life or something in her childhood that triggered her to go and turn to drugs. Something was taking place. This is why we have to promote more concept of therapy, group seminars, and spirituality. Because nothing wrong with getting involved in spirituality. Okay? You don't necessarily have to be a Christian. You ain't gotta be a Muslim or a Jew or something, but you gotta get involved in something that would help you to alleviate all the depression that's going on, the stress that's taking place, to keep you from pushing yourself over the edge. Now, I seen that at one point she was trying to get on the right path by becoming a Christian. Becoming a Christian, and she went by the name Lady Boo as opposed to Gangsta. But I guess she turned back to what she knew. She went back to the rap industry. She went back to the mainstream. Well, went back to 3 6 Mafia. But it's something in there. See, we cannot look at people and think because they famous that they supposed to be happy and they supposed to be proud because they done excel and they done made something out of themselves. But we don't know what the whole politics was. We don't know exactly what she had to deal with. Remember, when she got into the industry, she was only 16 years old. She was not even out of high school yet. When they started, they were some young kids. When 3 6 Mafia started, they were young. They were teenagers and young adults. So there was no telling what Gangsta Boo may have experienced prior to going into the industry. There's no telling what type of pressure that was placed on her to where it had affected her for a long period of time. And we don't know if she was influenced to get involved in doing drugs or if she was forced to do it. We don't even know the whole backstory behind it. But I do know this. You got to put your health first. Your health is your most important thing because you never know what's going to happen, what's going to take place. And if you're going to die, you want to die being healthy. You want to die being able to know that you took care of yourself. Not die because of some drugs got into your system or having heart attacks and all, which those things can be hard to prevent as far as having heart attacks is concerned, but at the same time you have to do your best to make sure that you maintain yourself. You got to do your best to make sure you take care of yourself, doing what you have to do. You're not destroying your body because your body will turn against you. Your body will turn against you. Your body will betray you if you put too much of anything that's in it and it cannot control or bear. It's gonna turn against you. I mean, it's like not enough solution to where people can go and get the help they really need. I think out of all the artists that I have heard that passed away, out of everyone, I think Gangsta Boo Death really had hit me the most. I think her death really hit me more than any artist that passed away. And she not only died on January the 1st of 2023, but just the fact that just hearing about a sister, a black woman, losing her life over drug overdose, that really just that really did something that made me feel some kind of way. It done something to me psychologically. It made me sit back and think about those in my family who was addicted to drugs. It made me think about my mother, may God rest her soul. Made me think about what she was out there doing her thing in the streets or whatnot, getting caught up in that lifestyle, and how it affected her. I say, people, man, just put down the poison. You don't have to, if you really going through a lot of shit or whatever, drugs is not always the answer. Drugs is not the answer. I don't care what nobody say, even especially prescription drugs. You definitely don't want to get so hooked on that. Yeah, it might help you out for a minute, but once you become so engulfed into it and you become addicted, that's it. You can't break away from it. You know what I'm saying? You can't really break away from these things that is destroying your body because you're so attached to them. And it seems like every time you try to find a solution, that's the first thing you'll gravitate to is the drugs. And then when you get off the drugs, right, and you're trying to regain yourself, you won't be the same person that you was before you was doing them. You won't even have that same mentality. You know, you will have a permanent damage, or what I would say, a semi-permanent damage to your brain. Not the whole entire brain, but one part of your brain is going to be damaged. Because once you continuously intake all those drugs in your system, it does something to your nervous system. It does something to your neurons. And it leaves a damage on one part of your brain to where it affects your memory, it affects your speech pattern, it affects it affect how you walk, and then you have long-term health effects because of the fact that your brain cannot process itself like it was able to do. I mean, I wish people could find another solution. Like, just don't indulge into that. We already see what the system is doing to us. We already see how the drugs were brought into our community and pretty much destroyed our family. We have to find another solution. We have to find another way how to go about dealing with our stress, dealing with our daily issues, and not be so reliant on doing drugs. I mean, it's just insane. Like, I hear more rappers dying, whether it be by gun violence or it's because of drugs. Either the guns is what's taking these people out, or it's the drugs that's taking the folks out. And so now we gotta ask question. Well, damn, what's really going on? What is hip hop really about? And what is the drug culture really doing for us? So in the next generation to come, are we gonna have a bunch of drug addicts? Are we gonna have a bunch of kids that's just experimenting with drugs to the point they become addicts? And it's the fentanyl, opioids, Percocet, is all of that the next form of crack cocaine? Is that gonna be the next crack cocaine for the community? Lean, is that the next crack cocaine? I'm just asking, man. I'm really asking these questions because I'm just curious. I just want to know. I just want to know. But anyways, rest in peace to Big Scarr. Rest in peace to Gangsta Boo. And if you have family members that's out there, keep them in mind and just hope for the best for them. Hope that they can turn their life around and get away from the lifestyle of dealing with drugs or anything that is detrimental to them, and maybe they can come back to being a family person again. But they not gonna be 100%. I'm just gonna be real about that, because again, the drugs does leave a damage to one part of the brain. But just hoping that they can just find a better solution. And I just wish, I'm gonna be honest, I sit back and listen to the music. You know what I'm saying? Mostly listen to music that's coming from the South. Because again, that's my upbringing, that's my roots. So I listen to these rappers that talk about the drugs and stuff like that. I mean, the beat is so hype, and the wordplay, the lyrics, the rhyme, the vocals, and all that. I mean, gets you in tune to the music. But then at the same time, I just be thinking to myself, man, why do our people want to promote a drug culture in our community? Why you want to promote that narrative, knowing that this is what destroyed our family, this is what destroyed our neighborhoods, this is what divided us even more. So that's why I get mad when niggas like T.I. got a damn trap house museum, and now he got a Trap City Cafe. But when you got a trap house museum, it makes me upset, because it's like it ain't nothing to really, it's nothing positive to promote about it. I mean, you're promoting destruction. You're promoting something that really destroyed the community, that destroyed people, families, that took food off the table and put in somebody else's mouth and shit. You know what I'm saying? That caused people to be on the streets. That done caused children to go into foster care system because their parents stayed gone all the damn time. That done caused people to go to prison. You know what I'm saying? I mean, thanks to the crime bill. And then on top of that, it's causing death. Why do you want to promote that shit? Why do you want to promote this shit, man? Oh, just so you can sell, just so you can stay relevant? I mean, if you really trying to be a changed man or whatever the case may be, then how are you working towards that if you constantly promoting destruction? I don't get it though. I just don't understand the shit though. It's just not adding up to me. It's really not adding up. I'm just tired of just hearing about this shit. I'm tired of hearing about folks dying because damn pop some damn Percocet and shit like that. It just really bothered the hell out of me. Again, there's another solution. There's solutions out there, and your drugs and alcohol is not the only thing you gotta turn to. You know what I'm saying? There's productivity that can take place, but these are just my thoughts. This is how I feel. All right, but anyway, y'all take it easy on yourselves. Please be safe and be careful. And remember, your health is your wealth. Your health is your wealth, and your mental health is your most important thing. It's the most important thing. You gotta have that mental health on point. Otherwise, everything else will collapse, and everything else will not fall into place. And that's all I'm telling y'all. Real talk. But anyways, y'all take it easy on yourselves. Please be safe. Be careful, and until next time, peace and power, elevation be to all you. This your girl Tiffany. I'm logging off. Deuces. All right.